Today's video, I'm going step by step on how to create this automation that generates viral content ideas taken from current viral videos on YouTube. As you see, this is a list of many different ideas with many different formats for the idea and the content. These 62 records are all taken from 10 viral YouTube videos from one of my favorite YouTubers, Stephen G. Pope. And I've taken the transcripts and I've turned it into insights and then gaps, and these are all the ideas taken from those viral transcripts. Let's scrape another one of my favorite Nate Herc's YouTube videos. Okay, I filled in some details for Nate Herc. Basically filled in the URL, YouTube handle, name, and some filtering details, and all I have to do is hit the run. So I've already generated the YouTube videos. This is 1 million views. This is the most popular video in the last year. With that, we got even more content ideas from Nate's videos. This will help me build out more automations and videos that you guys want because these are viral. All right, let's go ahead and start building them. Again, all of resources will be in ContentCreation AI's tool community, which is completely free. I'll be adding all the templates and the Airtable database, as well as giving a cost breakdown for this entire automation. Additionally, I have a paid school community where you can get more automation and level up your automation skills, as well as get support from me. So check that out in the description. This is the full automation that we'll be creating today. Let's go ahead and start in Airtable. You'll receive a link for this Airtable database. All you got to do is hit copy base. You're going to select the workspace that you want that base in. From here, I'm going to rename this so that I know which one is which. Okay, with that, you have your Airtable database done. Now let's go ahead and go to N8N. We're going to go to create workflow. Okay, this can be any name. Our trigger will be a webhook call. It will be a get webhook call. From here, we're going to go ahead and do a Airtable database. We're going to create a record. Make sure you select the right Airtable account. Once you have your right account, select your base, which will be the content analyzer demo for me. You're going to select the runs table. Essentially what we're doing here is we're creating a run log. If we go back to the database, we have this runs table, and this gives us access to which runs we run and access to filter on that run. Say if the range was different or the video type was shorts or longs, we can filter based on that run, etc. So essentially we want to create a run ID that's unique. We're going to hit expression and copy that expression in. Next is the competitor, which is going to be coming in the webhook. In this demo database, this run URL, which you'll already have access to, we'll need to edit this for testing purposes. Let's go ahead and get the test URL like this, and we're going to paste that in. We'll hit save, and now we're able to actually test this connection. So we'll hit execute workflow, and then we can select run URL, and we even created that first run right here. Delete test runs. This is the one that we just created, and we have our own record ID with the date time. In order to get the YouTube API key, we're gonna go to Google Cloud. You just search Google Cloud Console like that. From here, you're gonna want to create a new project, and once you've created a new project, you're gonna go to enabled APIs and services. You're gonna search YouTube Data API v3. You're going to enable this. So once you've enabled the YouTube API, you'll go to credentials, and you're going to want to create credentials, API key, and everything else can stay the same. We'll hit create, and you're going to want to copy this API key, and let's go back to N8N. We're going to create an HTTP request, and within this request, we're going to go ahead and create a generic credential type. Generic credential type will be query auth, and this dropdown, you'll have to create a new credential. Within this create new credential, we'll have key, lowercase. You're gonna paste in that API key. And this will be the YouTube API demo, like that. And you can hit save right there. We're gonna rename this get channel ID. We're gonna copy in this URL, googleapis.com YouTube v3 channels. And in here, we're gonna send query printers will be part for the name, and then the value will be ID. From here, we're going to add parameter for handle, and the value we're going to call from the webhook. So if we go to this drop down, we hit webhook, and we go to channel handle, and there is that handle. From here, we can actually test this. We get the channel ID right there. I just realized we can just add content details right here into the part, and we get the playlist ID as well. From here, we're going to do some loop. We're going to be going through all their uploads and getting all of the information. We're going to do a set. We're going to do a JSON, and I'm going to copy in this right here, which will be an expression type. And this is the page token, playlist ID, and then pages. We have to go through the whole YouTube API through all of the pages because we can only pull 50 results at a time. So that's why we're going to be adding the pages all into a giant array that will have the full list of videos. And so this is just the initialization of that playlist. From here, we're going to merge right here. And if we just click and drag from this edit fields, you can add another HTTP request. This one we're going to name get playlist items like that. The URL will be youtube-v3- playlist items. The authentication will be the generic credential type, query auth, and we're going to be sending query parameters as well. The query parameters we're going to use JSON, and then we're going to copy in this full JSON right here. This is essentially the content details part, and we're getting all the video items from this playlist. You now put the get playlist items into input 2. After this merge module, go to a code module. We're going to copy in all of this code. It's about 25 lines, not bad. Essentially, what we're doing is if there's a next page, we're going to be looping with the page token. If it ends, that's where we end the loop and we make the next page token null. So let's go ahead and name this code module as well. Accumulate and next. So this will go into an if statement. Basically, we're checking if the page token is not empty. If that's true, that means we need to go back to get playlist items to make that call again, and we'll continue looping until that playlist is done. After this false, we're going to do another code module, and we're going to copy in this code. Basically, we're taking all of those pages and just giving the JSON. And then from here, we're going to do another code module, which will be extracting the video IDs so that we can call the YouTube API again, and we'll be looping over the items. So from here, we'll do a loop over items, batch size 1. From here, we're going to do an HTTP module, get YouTube video details. The URL will be this, and it will be generic credential type, query auth, same YouTube API. The query parameters will have as ID, and we'll be joining all the 50 IDs like that. And then for another query parameter, we'll have as part, and we'll have this value. This will be getting all the video details for that video. After this, we can delete the replace me. With the done, we'll have a merge, and then the output will go into input 2. So then we get this giant list of videos. We need to do one more code module. This one will have 60 lines of code. Essentially what we're doing here is we're organizing all the data into a nice object that we'll be able to use in the rest of the automation. Let's go ahead and rename this shape and sort. Let's go ahead and save this. All right, now we're gonna do a Airtable create or update record. You're gonna go choose the correct base, the demo version for me. From here, we're going to create all the YouTube videos, and the columns to match on we'll do as the video ID. From this point, let's go ahead and run the automation for the shape sort. Save this, and let's go ahead and execute. Forgot one more. After this true, we're going to be going back into the input 1 as well to merge all that together. So let's go ahead and execute this one more time. I can go back to the demo version and we'll run this one. Another thing I forgot to do is this merge. This merge is actually a combine, and it's going to be based on position and number of inputs too. We run it one more time. There we go. We have all the items right here. For now, we can just filter and sort this. So video ID will be this ID. For competitor, we're going to paste in this expression right here, which is basically competitor we get from the initial webhook. We want to connect that in Airtable. Next will be title. Let's drag that in. Description, drag that in. Video type, we want to keep that as an expression. This expression will be this. Basically, if there is shorts, false, we will make it long. If it's true, then we make it a short. For the video URL, we'll have an expression. We'll paste in the YouTube initial base URL with the video ID, and that makes up YouTube videos URLs. Publish at, we can go ahead and drag that in. Author channel, this can be the channel ID like this. For views, we can drag that in. For likes, we can drag that in. For subtitles, SRT, we can leave that off, and we can delete that as well. From here, let's go ahead and save that. Okay, we are almost done. All we have to do now is get the transcript and go through some ChatGPT and we'll be finished. Do another code module. This one here will be building the Ampify JSON. And let's go ahead and name this build Ampify JSON. From here, we'll be going to Ampify. If you haven't already created an account, it's free to create this account and you get free $5 every month. I'll have a link down below for you to access this. Essentially, this is the YouTube scraper. If you haven't created an account and you haven't added your API key, let's go to settings and you go to API, and then there is your system created access key, which will be your personal API token, and you'll be adding this into an HTTP module. Go to HTTP. You're going to be creating a post. The URL will be this URL right here. It's the YouTube scraper URL. Authentication will be generic type, query auth. You'll have to go down here and create a new query auth. Okay, in here, this will be a token, and then you're gonna paste API token right there, and we hit save. After that, we're gonna hit send body, and we're gonna send using JSON, and in here will be an expression, and we'll just have JSON like that. We'll be getting it from the build Ampify JSON right before. And let's go ahead and name this get transcript that. Now we have to update Airtable, update record, select the right base. This one will be YouTube videos. We're going to be mapping the columns with the video ID, and everything else we can pretty much delete except for the SRT field. So the video ID will be under the JSON ID, so we're going to make that an expression. And the subtitles SRT will be an expression, and this is the expression that we'll be using. Okay, from here we can actually call OpenAI and we'll be messaging a model. This model we can do pretty much any model. I'll just choose for our latest. We're going to create two prompts. One will be a system prompt, which will explain what ChatGPT should be doing. That is the system prompt that we'll be using. And then we're going to create another user prompt. The user prompt will be this right here. We're going to be just adding in all the title, description, views, and then all the subtitles up until like 800 characters. And we're also like trimming and getting rid of all the stuff we don't need. We're just getting the text of the subtitle and getting it up to 8,000 characters, and that's just to limit how much credits we want. You can also give it the full credits if you want, but if it's an hour-long video, it's going to be a crazy amount of characters. It's going to be a crazy amount of credits for ChatGPT. Once you're in here, we're going to make sure we output content as JSON. In here, this we can name as get insights, and once we have the insights, we can now put it in Airtable, create a record, select the right base. This will be insights. Scope will be per video. The theme will be this expression right here. For questions, will be this right here. Pain points will be this expression. For opportunities will be this vocabulary. The competitor, we want to get the first webhook call, which will be the Airtable record. This connects us all to that one competitor. And then YouTube videos will be this expression right here. This is basically the YouTube video that we're pulling the insights for. And then gas we can delete. And then we need to make sure in the options we typecast yes. That allows us to typecast all that into Airtable. Go ahead and just duplicate this, connect that up, rename this get gaps. The prompt will be changing the system prompt to this. Let's go to expression. And this is the prompt that we're using. This is the return JSON that we want. And then this is my audience pillars. You're gonna wanna change this to whatever niche is yours so that you can always have correct amount of details for your business and your niche. And then we have just some constraints right there. Okay, from inside here, the user prompt, we're gonna go into and just add in all the insights we get from ChatGPT. And we're gonna be JSON stringifying that to make sure it can fit into that prompt. You need to make sure that output content as JSON checked. From here, we just split out. The fields that we want to split out will be the message, content ideas. This is basically within each time we call that ChatGPT, there's going to be many different ideas from that one video. And so we want to capture all those ideas from all those videos. So that's why we need to split out that array within ChatGPT. That we can Airtable again, and we can create another record. This one will be gaps. Okay, for insights, we're going to paste in the create a record, which was our previous record where we created the insight. We need to link that back to Airtable. Title will be just JSON title as an expression. Same with one line hook. Angle format will also be an expression, as well as platform, call to action, and then hashtags. that. We also need to make sure this is typecast. The last thing we need to do is go back to Airtable, update a record, select the right base, and this table will be competitor, and the ID that we'll be using will be the Airtable webhook ID. And then we need to delete everything else except for last scraped, which would be an expression, be now ISO, and then typecast yes. There we go. We can save this and we can turn this on. Let's go ahead and clear this execution. And let's go ahead and execute the workflow. Let's say run, and this should, looks like we're getting a typecast error. Let's go ahead and make sure the typecast is on. Looks like it wasn't on for this one. This is a create and update record, and we can save that and re-execute this. Run right there. Okay, looks like we ran into one more error, which is the typecast error. You need to make sure that typecast is on for all the Airtable records. Execute this one more time. And the automation is finished. We checked, it's got now 173 records, and it's got all these ideas, and it generated 72 of them from this last automation. In the next video, if you want me to take these ideas and actually auto-generate all of the content for this with AI or automation, let me know down in the comments which one you want more. Now, as far as the cost breakdown, it's a super simple cost breakdown. It's really just credits and N8N. So that can be either $13 a month or $29 a month. Airtable is free, and Ampify $5 a month. That will last you plenty. You could do many runs before you reach that limit. If you need any extra support, please go to the paid school community as well as the free school community for all the templates and resources. That'll be it for me. See you in the next one. Peace.